If you think building muscle after 40 is a losing game, think again. Research shows you can absolutely build muscle, and even do it twice as fast, if you follow the right formula. Yes, our muscles naturally become less responsive to growth signals as we get older, but this is far from a death sentence for your gains. This phenomenon, known as anabolic resistance, can be overcome with just a few simple changes to your training and nutrition. In fact, a 16-week study comparing younger and older men found that while younger men increased muscle fiber size by 32%, older men still achieved an impressive 30% growth. Even more surprising, another study comparing middle-aged men to college-aged men showed the older group gained 22% more muscle mass. So if you're a man over 40 struggling to pack on lean size, listen up, because I'm about to share 5 science-backed strategies that could double your muscle gains. And be sure to watch to the end, because I'm going to reveal one supplement you're probably not taking that's been shown to boost your anabolic response to protein. Before we begin, please leave in the comments your name and the city where you're watching our content from. Let's get started. 1. Train with heavy loads. Heavy lifting recruits more motor units right from your very first rep. One study measuring muscle activation confirmed that the heavier the load, the greater the muscle fiber recruitment, which translates directly to more hypertrophy over time. Think of it like building a house. Lifting heavy is like hiring a massive crew to finish the job faster. In a 2024 study comparing heavy resistance training to moderate loads, researchers found that the group training with heavier weights experienced significantly larger increases in strength. Even more fascinating, when they followed up years later, the high-intensity group maintained their strength gains while the moderate group actually got weaker. And if that wasn't convincing enough, another 8-week study pitted high-volume training against high-intensity lifting. The high-intensity group, training with 90% of their 1-rep max, gained over twice the strength on the bench press and saw significantly more muscle growth in their arms. A meta-analysis by Schoenfeld and colleagues further confirmed that while low-load training can still produce hypertrophy, heavier lifting consistently results in greater gains in both strength and muscle size. Now, this doesn't mean you should max out on every lift or treat the bench press like a game of Russian roulette. It simply means you should train with enough weight to truly challenge your muscles and spark growth. 2. Increase your training volume. Research shows that older men actually respond better to more training volume, not less. In one study, researchers compared doing 3 sets versus 6 sets of resistance exercise in young and older men. While the younger guys only saw a modest 50% increase in muscle protein synthesis by doubling their sets, the older group experienced a staggering 110% increase. Another meta-analysis of 49 studies found that older adults who followed high-volume strength training programs built significantly more lean muscle than those who trained with lower volume. The reason is simple. As we age, our muscles become less sensitive to growth signals from training. The same workout that built muscle in your 20s just doesn't deliver the same stimulus at 45. Increasing your training volume isn't about doing extra work just for the sake of it. It's about creating a big enough signal to overcome the resistance that aging muscle has developed to growth. Instead of jumping straight to doubling your volume, start small. Try adding 1 extra set per exercise on your main lifts, then monitor your recovery and progress. Over time, you can gradually increase volume further to keep the gains coming. If you're not a subscriber, like over 75% of you watching right now, please take a moment to click the subscribe button below. It really helps us out, and our goal is to get that down to 50% or less, so any support is greatly appreciated. Now let's keep going. 3. Consume more protein. It probably goes without saying, but if you're training hard and not eating enough protein, it's like showing up to a construction site, working all day, only for Godzilla to stomp through and flatten everything overnight. But you're here watching this, so I'm going to assume you're already getting a decent amount. If you want to kick muscle growth into hyperdrive, It's not just how much protein you eat overall, it's also how much you eat per meal. In a randomized controlled trial, researchers gave older men 10, 20, or 35 grams of whey protein after exercise. The group consuming 35 grams had a significantly higher boost in muscle protein synthesis compared to the others. Another study found a similar dose-dependent response when older adults consumed 10, 20, and 40 grams post-workout. To maximize results, aim for about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, spread across 4 to 5 meals containing 40 to 50 grams each. This ensures that every meal delivers enough building blocks to keep your muscles growing. 4. Get enough sleep. We all know sleep is important, but most people underestimate just how critical it is. Poor sleep doesn't just slow muscle growth, it can literally reverse it. One study looked at the effects of sleep deprivation on fat loss. Participants followed the same calorie-restricted diet but slept either 5.5 or 8.5 hours per night. While both groups lost the same amount of weight, those who were sleep-deprived lost 55% less fat and 60% more muscle. Same diet, same people, completely different results. And if that's not alarming enough, another study found that just one night without sleep cut muscle building by 18%, raised cortisol by 21%, and dropped testosterone by 24%. So it doesn't matter how heavy you lift or how much protein you consume. If you don't get enough sleep, you will never reach your muscle building potential. Treat your sleep like you treat your workouts, as a non-negotiable priority. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of high-quality sleep each night. 5. Optimize your supplement arsenal. While supplements aren't required to build muscle, the right ones can give you an extra edge. And since age is already stacking the odds against us, it makes sense to do everything possible to tip them back in our favor. First, omega-3s. Research shows that supplementing with omega-3 fatty acids can fight off age-related anabolic resistance by boosting your anabolic response to protein. Put simply, omega-3s don't just protect muscle, they upgrade how your body uses food to build more. Second, creatine monohydrate. By increasing ADP production in your muscles, creatine helps you lift heavier weights, grind out more reps, and drive the progressive overload that fuels growth. Third, consider adding a multivitamin or a quality greens powder. These fill in nutritional gaps that could otherwise sabotage recovery and muscle function. Think of them as insurance for keeping your muscle-building engine running smoothly. Finally, a few essentials deserve a permanent spot in your supplement stack. Zinc, for testosterone production, muscle repair, and immune health. Magnesium, to improve free testosterone, sleep quality, and recovery. Vitamin D, to support strength, hormone balance, and muscle function. Combine these with smart training and proper nutrition, and you'll set yourself up to build muscle faster than 99% of men your age. Did you find this video helpful? If so, click the like button below. It really helps out the channel. And if you haven't already, subscribe for more science-based strategies, and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you never miss the next one.